Hello, everyone, and I want to welcome everybody to the show today. Sister to Sister 2.0, Bashir here. He is a gospel singing guru. He has been called the anointed singer, the voice, whether he knows it or not, right? I want to welcome you to the show, man. What a fantastic voice that you have, and we're proud to have you here today. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well, and all of this that's going on, I'm doing pretty well.
Well, that's great, man. How long have you been singing?
I've been singing since literally since I was 9. But you know, my mom put me up to sing at like 2 or 3 or 2. But you know, literally at 9. Yeah, that's when I really knew what I was doing. So yeah.
So you started out in the church.
Yep, started out in the church. Still in the church, but I started out in the church. My mom, she decided to she asked one of the directors, can she give me a solo? Because I was always singing around the house. So that's how things started. And they knew, okay, he has a talent in the gift. So let's try to harness it. So yeah, I started in the church. Yeah.
That's great. So tell me this, you're in church, you're singing.
Yes.
And there's all kinds of secular music out there, all types of money to be made, all kinds of and with your voice, you could sing and be the biggest star in the world, which you already are in gospel. Why did you choose secular over gospel music? Why did you choose, gospel over secular?
Well, because I believe that was like a root type of thing, you know, just something that was in my roots, you know, and plus singing gospel for me is a passion. But when you say gospel music, a lot of people now, I'll just say I'll stay in that genre because of, be honest with you, my family. You know, I believe that my mom would have had, my mom had an iron fist, not an iron fist like abusive, but it was just more so like, you going to sing gospel music. Right. That's what you're going to do. So it was more so me just staying in that bracket because of what my family would want it. So that's to be honest with you, that's why I stayed. That's why I stayed in gospel music. Plus I like it made people free, happy, and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from Philadelphia, North Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. You go back to Philly? Philly much? Are you living in Philly right now?
No, I live in Delaware. I try to get back to Philly as much as possible.
Wow. What was it like growing up in Philly? Gospel music, all of that around the time that you were coming up. What was that like?
Gospel music around Philly was
there was a lot of music going on in the Philly
Say it one more time.
A lot of music going on in the Philadelphia area.
It was, but not too much of gospel. But when it was though, when you did hear it, you did hear like a lot of Shirley Caesar. You did hear a lot of, you know, the Mighty Clouds of Joy. You heard a lot of those artists that would sing. You know, so that's who I grew up on. So I had to listen to it because my mom was playing it.
Exactly who you talking about, Mighty Clouds of Joy.
Yeah. So I had no choice. So, but gospel music was prominent if you allowed it to be around that time. Yeah. So it was prominent.
Let's talk about your 2002 album, Every Day. Highlighted in London, sold out its first week on Amazon. What was it like to come out the box having your first album do so well?
It was scary. I'm not gonna lie, because I think when we say we want something, and then when it comes, we don't know how to handle it. So I think around that time, I didn't know how to handle what was going on. So there was a lot of things happening for me in reference to anxiety. And just also still trying to plunge through, like, oh my God, this is going on. How you feel? And I was like, I'm okay, you know. But it was still an excitement just to know that I accomplished something like that because I was told I couldn't. So yeah, it was cool.
Wow. Yeah. How have you grown as an artist since your first album, even up to now? Your growth, spiritual growth, your sound, music, writing.
My growth has been it's much mature, because it's more mature, I should say, because the stuff I hear now, I'm gonna say this: when it comes to a lot of people bringing music, what music is, it's not a lot of lyrics in music anymore. So what I want to do, what I'm doing now is, even with this new album that's coming out, is putting lyrics to music so people can actually hear it. So I've grown in the way of actually letting people hear the definition of what they're going to hear, because definition is a lot, and especially in the times that we're going in now. Yeah, it's a lot going on. So I've grown in the way of giving people definition of what music should be. Yeah,
that's awesome, man. Let's talk about your second album, Patience, live at Bethel Delivery.
You already did a lot of research.
I know you, bro. I know who you are. How was that album different from your first? I know it was a live album. How was it different from the approach of that album versus your very first one?
That one, I'm gonna be honest with you. That one was, I guess they were trying to get me out the box of the norm in reference to, go on top. They want me to be a little more contemporary, which was cool because even on the first one was contemporary, but this one particularly was to, again, harness on relationship, and make sure I actually target relationships and people, not just the church personal per se, because I think the people that go into the church, more so, they're people, they're human. So, when we say like, I can't, church people, well, I'm a church person because I go inside the church, but at the same time we have issues. So the thing is, what I wanted to do with that second album was attack just the more younger crowd, because I'm 41. So I wanted to attack attract the more young crowd, and they did like it. The only thing with that one was, and I can't lie because I'm a very honest person, is that it was rushed and the sound rushed to me, but at the same time, it was still a good album, So yeah, but things happen, and that was part of my growth, just not rushing things.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your hit play, The Return. What was it like to write the first?
Go ahead.
You don't know, this man is a writer. He plays also. Tell us about your play, man.
Yeah, well, that was done in a few churches. I only did it in one church. What's it called? Fellowship Tabernacle. No, Fellowship.
You didn't try to get it around and move it?
No, because when you have people around you that's talking to you and that say, well, I don't think it's you should just keep it to just in here, in the churches. You kind of listen to it because you don't have anybody else to lean on. So that's what happened. So had I not had those type of people around me, it probably would have went to a certain level. But it did go to a few churches because, one pastor saw it, and another pastor saw it. It was like, all right, let's put it in this church and bring it to my church. So it went to a few churches, and it did pretty well.
Should we expect any more plays from you?
Yeah, you'll see something. Yeah,
that's great. Then we got to go into your acting role in First Lady of Drama and The Man is in the House, both directed by Elder Charles Miller. What was it like to step over into the acting world?
I was always like an actor, like when I was younger. So I was always asking my mom, I want to act this, I want to do this, I want to do this. And there were times I just would put on plays in the house. So she just put me in an acting class. But with that, Pastor Charles Miller, may he rest in peace, he saw something that I did with The Return.
Right.
He asked me to come in and do some lines for him and read some lines. He was like, "You got it." Because one line, it was more so me being somebody who was an addict. So I was like, "You played it pretty well." But yeah, so it was. I don't know, you good, but no, I was like, no, okay. But yeah, so that's how I got into those plays with him, and that was also it did it tremendously well.
Wow. You work with the likes of Kim Burrell, Karen Clark Shears.
Yes.
God rest his soul, Daryl Coley.
Yes.
And Alan Sledge, who's of the Sister Sledge, and the wonderful, great Tremaine Hawkins.
Yes.
What is it like to be associated with such heavy hitters? You've got a voice of gold, but that voice has led you to be around some of gospel and spiritual singers, some of the greatest. What is that like for you to have been?
It was awesome. I was willing to learn every time I got around them. If they told me something wasn't hitting, I didn't get an attitude, like I was like, okay, well, teach me what I need to do, because I'm learning from you. And Tremaine Hawkins mainly, she was the one that taught me how to control, how to control my voice, not to pace it so much. And Kim Burrell, she was the one that got with me a lot.
Right.
Like that's wrong, go sit down. So she made me sit down for a few days because I was a singer, right? So it was, but I was privileged to be underneath those because they taught me how to actually know what you're getting into, because it could be good for you and it can be bad for you. And the thing was, I had to pace myself with both. So, but it was tremendously well. It was good.
Right. What was it like writing and working with Kelly Price?
Oh wow, it was nice. It was fun. It was nice. It was exciting. And how it happened was there was a Unity Day going on in Philadelphia. and I wrote a song that was matching a beat in the song that she already wrote. And her husband, Jeff, wrote, well, I guess, I don't know if he's still husband, but
no, they're not.
Okay, so I would say her ex-husband. Her ex-husband.
Right.
Basically, he's like, yo, we approached him. It was myself and a few other people, and we approached him, and then they was like, Bashir wrote this song for her, and he's like, all right, come in the limo, we're gonna let y'all hear it. And no, he said, come in the limo, and I'll let you guys hear it. And he heard it, he was like, so when can you come in and write something for her and represent it? I was like, whenever you need me to. And that's when things happen. She never used it on her album, but she still heard it. You know, it was still selected to be on the album. But you know, with certain albums, certain songs don't make it. So, but yeah, it was really good.
What are you currently working on right now? You got the new album coming
out? I'm working on an album called Love Factor. Love Factor has to do with the affiliation with Song of Solomon. And it has a lot to do with relationship and how we can fix relationships more so, and how we can love over lust. So basically that album has a lot to do with basically, you know, love and how love is supposed to be. So it's the new single is Love You Back, and that's supposed to be out in July. Will Artore, he's the producer, along with T.W. Suggs. So a lot of the stuff you're gonna hear now, it's gonna be a little different. But a lot of people that heard the snippets were like, wow, this is different for you, but I like it. So I'm shocked that people are liking it. Yeah.
Wow. If you could work with anybody right now to do some collaboration work, and it doesn't even have to mean that they've got to be in gospel, anyone in the industry that you respect as a musician, singer, and artist, who would you like to work with?
I would really like to work with Queen Latifah. Nice. I know she, yeah, oh yeah.
You underestimate Queen. She's got some chops too. I love it.
Oh yeah, she does. Chaka Khan.
Oh, nice.
And if he was still alive, Prince. That's nice. Yeah. So yeah.
Nice. What are you doing with everything that's going on in the world with COVID-19? What are you doing to keep your peace? What advice also would you give others to keep calm, believe and trust in something larger, and just don't worry, things are going to get better? What do you want to say to people, and how do you also keep yourself contained and you know, through all this?
Well, how I'm keeping myself sane is I'm being safe and using precaution. Definitely washing my hands a lot more than I usually would. And I'm also staying in the house as much as possible. And I'm also encouraging people that, you know, not to be so fragmented and just not so worried about it. You know, still be concerned about your health, but at the same time, not be so, because there's some people that's over the top. And I mess up, but at the same time, I understand where they're coming from, and that's only fear talking. So what I do is try to give them some hope, to let them know, listen, soon this thing gonna be over. You know, as you stay safe, you know, you keep washing your hands, keep doing what you need to do, but it's gonna be over. When people hear that it's gonna be over, they you know, they rehearse it, and it's a mental model, and all of a sudden they start feeling better, like, you know what, it's gonna be over. So yeah,
right. It's got a reaffirmation that you're right.
Yeah,
absolutely. Where can people purchase your music, follow you on social media, and keep up with your success?
They can go to Apple Streaming, they can go to Spotify, they can go to iHeartRadio. Yeah, all the digital outlets they can go to more so. And also, I mean, if they want to follow me, it's Bashir Hogue, my first and last name, Facebook, Instagram. Bashir Hogue is everything. Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else you want to add to the interview that you would like to say, thank anyone? Any shout outs, anything?
Yeah, I would like to thank, well, I have a TV show, it's called The Culture.
Awesome.
So I want to thank my crew for just staying with me so long. T. Suggs, Pastor Eric Zindler, Rochelle, Will, a lot of them, and especially my mom and my dad is gone, but you know, my family, and just most of my church family. But I want to thank a lot of them for being here, and just more so. And I want to thank Michael Ivory, because he allows certain things, you know, to kind of like come to folks. I want to thank him, and thank you guys for just the opportunity. It's a wonderful opportunity.
Absolutely. And Jamie says hello. I think she might be joining us or whatever. But also, thank you. I want to thank you for joining us today. I am a fan. I've heard your music. I know who you are. So I was it was a pleasure to do this interview with you today.
Likewise.
And much success to you. And
you too.
Keep writing, man. I want to see some plays. I want to see you television. I want to see you win, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right. We'll be back. Thank you very much, everybody.